And I expect... at this moment is a really long speech from a small woman dressed as a wizard. So, first of all, please may I pay tribute to the mature students in the room who made the fantastic decision to further their education. You know, years ago I was privileged to meet the great novelist Storm Jameson, and she was well into her 80s, and she was preoccupied with taking a GCSE biology exam. And I said, "Why are you taking it?" And she said, "Because I haven't had time before." And I love that. That is the spirit, okay? We should never be done with expanding our minds, and I salute you. Let's hear it for the mature students. To the brilliant young people. First of all, you are brilliant young people, and don't let anyone in the older generation tell you otherwise. I have every faith in you and can only apologize for the many messes my generation has been responsible for. Now, here, I'm supposed to pass on some wise thoughts to you. They say that wisdom comes with age. I'm terribly worried in my case age has come entirely on its own, but I'll give it a go. I'm not religious, but I do believe that there are certain unforgivable sins, chief of which is being bored. Never be bored. There is always something you didn't know, something you haven't heard or seen, which might actually be quite interesting. You could even end up as a host of a show entirely devoted to things which are quite interesting. Take today. Today, July the 19th, it was on this day, July the 19th in 1848, that the first ever conference on women's rights opened in Seneca Falls in New York. 169 years ago, yeah, great. But there is still not a single country in the world where women have full equality, and that includes the UK. If we live in a world where our newspapers can be shocked that Doctor Who can somehow stay upright without a penis, then there is work to be done. Passionate about equality, but you may choose any number of battles. Wherever you plant your flag, fight for what you believe in, and sometimes know it is good to get into a rage. If you see a problem, don't wait for somebody else to solve it, roll your sleeves up and get on with it. But while you fight for what you believe in, can I also urge you to allow room for doubt? Don't be so extreme in your views that you don't allow space for the thoughts of others. I can tell you, no one person or even belief system is ever 100% right. But be passionate. Love with all your hearts, for life is nothing without passion. Be passionate about those you love, about what you do. If you ever find you are bored, rigid in a job, I beg you, leave. Find anything else to do. And don't stay with a partner just because you are scared to be alone. You deserve better. Which you have forged in your time here, they flourished because you spent time together. So when you can, try and be in the moment. Well, what the heck does that mean? Well, instead of tweeting and texting people who are not with you that you're having a wonderful time, try having a wonderful time with the people you're actually with. Sometimes that may even be your parents. And now that you are officially grown up, you may be shocked to discover there is more to them than you thought. And parents, a note to you, there may also be more to your kids than you thought, and you will soon discover this, as even children with degrees are unlikely to leave home, so good luck with that. Take the time to consider others. If you don't, then one day they may fail to consider you. And don't dwell on your failures, okay? I have them all the time. You only have to look on the television channel Dave to see them, and And they occur so that we can learn from them. If you are running a race and you fall over a stick, standing and staring at the stick is not going to help you to finish the race. What else? Beauty. My goodness, you all look so beautiful today, and that is because you are young. The bad news, it's not going to last. Boys, your hair's going to go. Girls, you don't want to know what's going to go. Now, the good news, your brain and your store of knowledge is, even with a degree, merely in its infancy. Never stop learning. Think of the books there are to read, the music there is to listen to you. I envy you the journey ahead. And remember, you're part of a privileged elite. If the world consisted of just 100 people, then only 7 would have a university degree. You are one of those magic 7, and with that privilege comes a responsibility to make a difference. You have the tools now, use them for good. And remember, you'll never be enriched by just trying to make money. Now, sometimes, rough things happen to all of us. You'll get through. I think about Beethoven. His Ode to Joy, probably my favourite piece of music, and it comes from the Ninth Symphony. It is a work of genius. By the time the symphony was ready to be performed, Beethoven had gone deaf. Imagine such an irony in life. He was the one person who never heard it. Nevertheless, on the night of the premiere, he was seen running through the streets of Vienna shouting, "Grab life by the throat." Do that, for that is the best advice of all. You are part of a great human history. Learn from those who've gone before you and do enough that those who come after are grateful that you were here. Be proactive, be positive, dear God, be passionate. I wish you every success. Go change the world. I know you can do it, and it certainly wants doing. Many congratulations.